All Force Follow videos are in the public domain. To learn more or to donate, visit www.forcefollow.com. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate a game called Carom Pool, which is a combination between carom billiards and pocket billiards. In this variation of the game, you begin by spotting the balls 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this position as shown in this diagram. And it might be helpful to have a consistent spot each time by using a piece of chalk to mark where you put the balls. Once you've spotted the balls, you take the cue ball in hand and put it in the break box, and then you try to execute a carom shot. And once you make your carom, then you're allowed to pocket a ball. You get 1 point for your carom shot, and then you get the point value of the ball that you pocketed. So in that case, I would have gotten 4 points. Once a ball goes down, it comes back and goes on its original spot. But in case that spot is covered, the ball would go back to the closest available spot. Now if you foul or scratch, as I'm going to do right here, that would be a 3-point penalty that would go to your opponent. And then your opponent would take cue ball in hand in the break box and try to make a carom shot. So you're alternating between making a carom for 1 point and pocketing a ball for the ball value. 1 point for the 1 ball, 2 points for the 2 ball, and so on. I find this to be a really interesting game because it's just a nice change of pace from the usual games, 8-ball, 9-ball, 1-pocket, straight pool, and games like that you may be more familiar with. And I really like carom, but it's not really a popular game. There's not a lot of places to play it. And, if you really want to get your feet wet with playing carom billiards, this is a good way to do it on a pool table. And I think it'll benefit your 8-ball game because you're really going to learn carom angles, and it'll help you get a feel for breaking clusters, which is really important in 8-ball. I also find this game to be interesting because it's easily handicapped. Now you can, if you have a really skilled player who can just get up and score continuously, maybe that person could be required to go 1 rail to score their carom, or 2 or possibly 3 rails. You could turn it into a 3-cushion carom game before they're allowed to pocket a ball, while the less skilled player simply has to make a carom shot with no rails. Obviously, this isn't a run-out game. This is a scoring game where you play to a predetermined amount of points, say perhaps 100 points. And with that being said, another way to handicap the game is for the more skilled player to give points at the beginning to the less skilled player, say 20 points. So they would have to score 80, and the more skilled player would have to score 100, ever how you wanted to work it. In the rules and records book that the BCA puts out, there's a game in it called Cowboy Billiards that resembles this game somewhat. It's a combination of pool and carom. So I'll leave a link in the sidebar to where you can go read about Cowboy Billiards. That's another game you might want to try. Now what I think is interesting also about this game, not only can you handicap it easily, I think you could also experiment with different numbers of balls on the table with different starting positions to really bring other dimensions to the game. I think you could also maybe tweak the game a little bit by throwing in an extra cue ball. So there's a lot of different things I think you could play with to make this game more interesting. I think another way that you could combine carom and pool would it be to take this game and reverse the order of play to where you would have to pocket a ball and then make a called carom shot all in the same shot to get the point value on the ball that you pocketed. Now, as I was playing this game, a lot of different rule variations, possible rule variations came to mind, which to me makes it something really neat to try. Now I throw my hand up there because I'm not really satisfied with my position. I wanted to be on the other side of the 3. So I have to execute a ticky shot to make my carom. So I encourage you to take this game to the table, show it to a friend, play it, see how you like it. I think it's really interesting, and it's definitely going to benefit your 8-ball game. Like I said before, you're really concentrating on making a carom, which can be beneficial in sharpening your skills with busting up clusters on the table. So I'm going to make this 1 ball here, and what ended my run was a poorly executed attempt at a carom. Every year, a lot of lives of children are cut short by pediatric cancer. So I encourage you to join the fight against cancer by giving to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. It's one of the more reputable charities in the world. Not only do they do a lot of great work with research for cures for cancer and treatments, they're also give a lot of care to people who can't afford it. So go to their website, I'm leaving a link in the sidebar, see what they do, and remember, no gift is too small for charities like this.